Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I'm Professor Amanda and class has officially begun. So, how's everyone's Go Battle Leagues going? I think that right now I'm rank 6, kind of in the middle, testing out some new teams, seeing how things are going there. But with the Go Battle League, we have a little special treat for you guys today. If you're a European trainer, you know him by name and probably by his win record. Belgian trainer Kevkillerke, which kind of translates to small killer, has been killing it big in Sylph Cups, in PvP in general, and he's bringing some of that skill to the Go Battle League as well. So he's going to be sharing with us a couple of sets from his Season 4 beginning, and then we'll check back in with him throughout the season and see how his climb to rank 10 is going. So I'm going to turn it over to Kevkillerke.
Hello everyone, the team I'm going to present to you is Galvantula Double Dark. The reason I went for Galvantula Elite is because I was getting pretty annoyed by all the Azumarill and Scrafty cores, and Galvantula deals with both. And then I took Umbreon as a safe swap and Scrafty in the back to potentially sweep. The main idea with leading Galvantula is to catch the Azumarill, because Azumarill obviously is a huge threat to both Umbreon and Scrafty. And if you don't catch the Azumarill, you almost all the time safe swap to Umbreon. If you don't safe swap to Umbreon and you decide to stay in the lead, you do want to spend shields on the Galvantula to keep it alive, just in case if there is an Azumarill in the back. Safe swapping Umbreon lures out Azumarill almost all the time, and then the Umbreon is actually not the worst against Azumarill because it can last resort, and if the Azumarill doesn't carry play rough, you can actually gain back switch advantage. And then once the Azumarill is low, I can either farm with Galvantula by spending a shield, or I do a discharge. Doesn't really matter. And then Scrafty is free from Azumarill, and then it can hopefully beat whatever's in the back. So yeah, let's jump into the battles. First battle, we lead Galvantula into Bastion. Obviously very bad lead, so we go into Scrafty because I suspect this is double Razor Leafer, but I'm actually really happy to see Cresselia, because these fall plays are gonna do a lot of damage, as you can see. Now, Cresselia has Moonblast, which would 1-hit KO me, so I have to shield, and I'm gonna try to bait, because I know one fall play will take it out, and since it swapped it in as a counter, it probably wants to keep switch advantage. Now my Scrafty is boosted. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep shielding. And now I'm a bit afraid. It's getting pretty close to Moonblast before I can get my fall play. So I'm gonna swap to Umbreon. Yeah, as you see, my opponent was thinking the same and swapped out as well, which was unfortunate for me. Yeah, Scrafty is kind of the worst thing to blind swapping. I'm just gonna wait until it pins me down. Yeah, it's boosted Scrafty is not what you want to see with my team. I'm just gonna do as much damage as I can, and then I'm gonna come in with Galvantula. This is where I think my opponent made a mistake. He chose to do a power punch and then go to Bastion. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna go to my own Scrafty as soon as possible. Do my now it's my time to punch. Flamethrower won't do that much damage, and it chose to do Stone Edge, which is resisted, so it's even better. Now I have just enough energy for a fall play, and my Scrafty is boosted, so Celia goes down. game 2. I lead Galvantula into a fighter, which is really good because yeah, I have two darks in the back. So I'm gonna try and take a shield because yeah, most Toxic Rogues shield the first time. He's gonna mud bomb me, which won't do that much damage, but I want to keep my Galvantula alive in case it's an Azumarill, and he actually sludge bombed me. So against the Altaria, I want to do some chip damage with the discharge and then go to my Umbreon, knowing that the Toxic Rogue is still in the back. Since that's sludge bomb, it has less energy. So now I'm just gonna fall play. Not gonna shield the Altaria. Gonna do a bit more farming so that when the Toxic Rogue comes back in, I can reach the last resort and do some damage. So it goes down, in comes the Toxic Rogue, and I can last resort, which either draws a shield or gets the Toxic Rogue pretty low. Now I can just do one Volt Switch and the Toxic Rogue will go down. There he goes. And now it's a Bastiodon and I can feast with a Scrafty in the back. Game 3. So Galvantula into Hypno isn't the worst lead for me because I have lunch, but since I have two darks, I kind of want to use them for the Hypno. So this is another Scrafty against Umbreon, which is really bad for me. But I'm not going to shield anything and hope, yeah, just get it as low as possible while the Scrafty ramps up. This Scrafty actually runs Acid Spray, which is interesting, but it's actually better for me because his own attack won't go up. Once the Umbreon is down, all the debuffs are gone, and it actually doesn't do much damage, so it has to fall play. So now it's just neutral Scrafty. So I'm not going to shield because yeah, once the fighter is gone, my own Scrafty will play. Now I suspect the Hypno to come back in, so I'm just going to lunge and duck. Yeah. Lunge and then swap to Scrafty. This Scrafty is a really good answer to Hypno, even though the counter is resisted. It doesn't swap out with these Hypnos, so there must be something weak to Scrafty in the back. I'm debating to shield here because it won't do too much damage, but I'm just gonna go to even shields, see what comes out. And it's actually Cresselia. Now even shields, I still have to watch out for the Moonblast, so I'm gonna bait, so I have more energy to get to my next fall play faster. Then I'm gonna swap to Galvantula. The Psycho Cuts don't do much damage, so if he wouldn't have taken me out, I could have launched. Now, yeah, now I can shield. A little bit of extra energy, and then a fall play. And the Hypno was really low, so I can probably just do a quick charge move. Yep. And that's GG. On to Battle 4. Finally, we get the lead we always hope for, the Azumarill. So I'm gonna prepare for a counter swap, see if it stays in. And yeah, I could have thrown a lunge here, but I want to keep my energy to discharge the Azumarill because I'm likely gonna end up down a shield, because Thorn isn't gonna shield my punch or fall play. So I wanted to discharge and take back the shield later. Here I'm just gonna ramp up my attack stat. I have to shield here. The Azumarill will come back out, but even though resisted, fall play is now boosted. The Azumarill won't be able to farm me too much. They'll have to throw something, and I'm just gonna keep punching and throwing fall plays. won't draw shields, but a discharge doesn't KO, and now it's in KO range, so expecting charge move here. Obviously not gonna shield. And as you see, Scrafty took it in red, so pretty happy. Now there's an Ice Beam worth of energy, which is gone. Now I just hope it's not a fighter in the back. If he want to keep his Azumarill, he's gonna shield this. And since he's up 2 shields, and now its back is debuffed, so I'm not gonna shield whatever comes in, making an Ice Beam just fine. And then there's Alona Marok with the Umbreon. This is pretty straightforward, just straight fall plays. There's not much the opponent can do here. Opponent throws Bone Club here. As you can see, Umbreon tanks it just fine. And I know the Galvantula has energy, so I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just gonna go for a double charge move, so I can take the shield from the Azumarill, and then finish off with Galvantula. And I'm gonna fall for the kill. I don't have to charge. Sit out. Yeah. Don't see a point in shielding, but opponent decides to, so swap to Galvantula and finish off with the charge. There we go. Game 5. Now, Shadow Hypno. Not a good lead, so I'm gonna save swap to Umbreon, draw out the Bastion. That's unfortunate we couldn't get the Scrafty, but we now know he doesn't have Azumarill, so I feel pretty comfortable with Scrafty in the back. So, gonna see how low we can get. We can Bastion, and since he save swapped, he counter swapped to Bastion as an answer to a Dark type, I feel pretty safe bringing out the Scrafty. So I'm just gonna use Fall Plays until my switch timer is up, and then I'm gonna swap to Scrafty. So, Whiscash, haven't seen in a while. I'm just gonna use Power-Up Punches to make my Scrafty able to one-hit KO the Hypno later on, and I'm just gonna use all my shields, and then Scrafty is basically gonna sweep the entire team. I don't really care if he shields or not. Yep, he doesn't. Don't have to shield. And now it's either Bastion comes in. Now I'm not sure if this Power Punch would have KO'd, but he decides to shield so he can throw his energy, which is fine for me. I'm just gonna shield, and then I'm gonna use health on Bastion to keep farming, and then just throw a Fall Play for the kill. Double boosted Scrafty. Don't miss him out. Battle 6. Azumarill comes out to play again, so I'm gonna open my switch window. Now, if the Azumarill stays in, I'm expecting it to have something else weak to Galvantula in the back, like a Flyer or a Fighter. So I'm gonna shield, even though I know I can survive it. I'm gonna shield to save health. Then I see the Alona Mara coming out, which is pretty good for me since I have 2 darks in the back. I'm gonna swap to Umbreon. Opponent has to go out because deck is debuffed. And then I saw double ghost, and yeah, I was pretty sure I was gonna win this. I'm just gonna Fall Play. This Sableye isn't purified, so I don't have to worry about return, which is Shadow Sneak, Fall Play, or Power Gem, so I don't even have to shield this. This one's probably running Fall Play, Shadow Sneak. Come in with Crafty, so I can farm a bit. And then after I did a power punch with Scrafty, I know I can KO the Alolan Marowak more easily. So, okay. And then probably a few counters. Don't have to shield. And clean with clean with bullets. Game 7. Segun is a tricky lead because I know it's gonna Night Slash me and it won't do that much, but I wanna keep my Galvantula alive as long as possible, so I spent some shields and then it actually got boosted. So I know I will have to shield the next one as well. I'm just gonna keep on lunging. And I'm gonna keep on shielding. Now the opponent swaps to Toxicroak. I tried to discharge, but I already clicked lunge, so it doesn't have to shield. But I can charge to another discharge, and a debuff Mud Bomb won't kill me, luckily. Discharge, which will draw a shield or KO. And good for me, it KO. Segun comes back in, and now I have Scrafty, which is a decent counter to Segun. Just hope it doesn't run Cross Chop. Actually runs Night Slash. Another boost for the Segun. So yeah, it's farming. I'm gonna throw a Fall Play because most Skarmories don't shield the first one, and then yeah, they notice they're in the orange, so they're gonna shield the next one, and I can safely go to Umbreon and do the final Fall Play for the kill. Even if it's Brave Bird, it won't even get close to KO. I can Fall Play. And that's GG's. Game 8. Really lucky, another Azumarill. Gonna open my switch window again. As it stays in, so I'm not gonna mess around. Immediately discharge. Also shields. So now opponent is down a shield with a ghost. So Umbreon is gonna play. Gonna over farm a bit, even though it won't kill. I like to have more energy. There's no point in shielding. I didn't want my Umbreon to get Ice Beam range, so I decided to just finish the Marowak because I was up a shield. I didn't really care if as it would farm my Umbreon. I'm just gonna last resort, and I'm gonna shield Galvantula with the energy Azumarill farmed on me. Every bit counts, so I do another Fall Play, and then okay. Prepare for the counter swap. And actually it's an Altaria. Altaria in the back is a really big problem, so I'm gonna discharge before swapping out, and then I'm gonna yeah, just double shield as Crafty, see what it can do. Fall Play. Another one. So Crafty wins 2 shields against everything that doesn't charm. And then Scrafty can take out the Azumarill. Finally some revenge for all the play roughs it took. Good games. yet another Azu in game 9. It's gonna destroy the set. So I notice it's an Umbreon, so I'm gonna lunge, obviously. It's super effective and it debuffs, and then I'm gonna swap to my Scrafty. Just gonna ramp up my Scrafty a bit. I could have just farmed down, which is what I'm gonna do. No, I wanted to have a bit more health on Scrafty, beat Umbreon, and with the boosted attack, I'm just gonna fall play. Azumarill will have to throw a play rough at this point because Ice Beam won't be enough, and I'm just gonna do boosted fall plays. Income the play rough. Back to Galvantula. I'm energy dry, so I'm gonna farm the Azumarill down. It's pretty late in the game, so I'm gonna use my shields. Whatever comes in, play rough, and then I'm gonna try to debuff another Alolan Marowak. So it shows why Dark is so good. Note that this video is probably a few days old already. Another lens just to debuff it more, and now I don't have to worry about anything. Shadow Balls. His opponent won't know I won't shield. So I'm just gonna take it out. Stubborn opponent. I personally would have quit already. Oh, Fire Blast. That's surprising. Lucky I debuffed him twice because that would have done way more damage. Battle 10. Stunfisk, which is kind of the worst lead, so I safe swap into Umbreon to lure out the Azumarill. This is where I thought my win streak would end. So I'm just gonna last resort as much as possible, and then check if the Azumarill carries play rough or not. Unfortunately for us, it does, which means we cannot hope to get back switch advantage. So we accept our fates and won't shield the next one. Just gonna last resort as much as possible. Azumarill pretty low. Then actually Ice Beams, which means I can do another Earth move. Now the Azumarill is pretty low, so I'm gonna try and bait with the fall play. It shields, but unfortunately I cannot close it anymore. Now I know that Azumarill is probably gonna Ice Beam me or play rough, which I survive both, so I decide to try and keep 2 shields for Scrafty and hope it can sweep in the back. I'm gonna swap as soon as possible. In comes the Skarmory, which is interesting, because even though Skarmory's have a shield, I know it's probably gonna shield my Power Up Punch. Because the Skarmory knows that if it doesn't shield, it will faint from the fall play. So I feel very comfortable baiting here, and it will actually boost my Scrafty to help against the Stunfisk match. So I'm just gonna fall play, get the Stunfisk low, and now with the little bit of energy I have on my Galvantula, I know I can lunge once. So I'm just gonna get the Stunfisk as low as possible, and then lunge for the kill. GG's. At this point I'm on a 10 win streak, and then I see an Abomasnow, which is not good for me. I'm gonna try and catch a Weather Ball, but my Volt Switch was ongoing. Now I have to shield because I want to keep the health on Galvantula for later, and I'm gonna draw as well, knowing to draw out a shield on my own, and then I'm gonna save swap my own. In comes the Azumarill as usual, and I'm gonna last resort as much as possible. At this point, I'm hoping it's not a play rough, but if you can count bubbles, you know it's gonna be play rough. So yeah, I hope whatever is in the back is also weak to fighting. But if people lead something weak to fighting, they probably have 2 anti-fighters in the back, so I don't have high hopes. I'm gonna bring out the Galvantula, try to farm as much as possible, and then I'm gonna throw whatever comes in. But unfortunately for me, the opponent is able to swap in and finish my Galvantula. So with an Azumarill in the back, up a shield, there's not much I can do. I just hope to see whatever his third Pokemon was, so I'm gonna stay in the battle a little longer. And it's actually a Sableye, so that's unfortunate because Scrafty has a pretty good matchup against Sableye, but yeah, this is already played. So GG's to my opponent, who was ending my 10 win streak.
That's how I got my 10 win streak in Go Battle League and how it ended. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more battles like this in the future, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. See you next time.